Chapter 4, The Contest. The next morning, Miss Crampton made an announcement. The Mount Bedford Ladies Club will be sponsoring the Young People Speaking Contest again this year. The contest will be held on October 5th in the Mount Bedford Opera House. This year's subject is Progress in America, she said. Students from Lessings Boys School and from the public elementary school will compete in the contest, Miss Crampton continued. Our own academy has been asked to send 2 girls to take part. In order to choose those 2 girls, we shall have a contest of our own 3 weeks from today. Each of you will prepare and present a speech. Miss Stevens and I shall choose the 2 best speeches. Think very carefully about progress in America, Miss Crampton went on. Think of all the inventions that have changed our lives, the telephone, the steam engine, electric lights, and so many more. Talk to your parents and read books to get ideas. You have just 3 weeks to work on your speeches. You should begin today. And remember, I expect excellence. By the time Miss Crampton finished, all the girls were thinking hard, and by lunchtime, everyone was buzzing about the speaking contest. If you win, said Helen, the mayor gives you the medal, right up on the stage with everybody watching. It wouldn't matter if the president gave me a medal, said Ida glumly. I get so nervous in front of people I can hardly remember my name. I can never give a speech in public. You get your name in the paper if you win, too, Helen added. I would probably just faint and fall off the stage onto the mayor, said Ida, and my parents would be so embarrassed they had to leave town. I don't get nervous, said Ruth, but I don't know enough big words to win. Judges always like big words. I'm going to keep smelling salt in my pocket, said Ida. Remember them if I faint. Samantha's going to win, said one of the other girls. Her essays are always the best, and she won't be scared on the stage. Samantha shrugged modestly. I wish I could win, she said. She knew she would certainly try. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be up on that stage and feel that medal in her hand? Edith Edelton might win, though. It was Ruth speaking. Ruth was Samantha's friend, but she was an honest friend. Edith knows more big words than the rest of us put together, and she's not scared of anything. The other girls groaned. Helen made a face. Ruth, she said, just be quiet and eat your sandwich. At 3 o'clock, Nellie and her sisters waited for Samantha on the front steps of Mount Bedford Public School. This afternoon, there were no tears. How was it, Nellie? Called Samantha as the 3 bounded down the steps. It wasn't too bad, answered Nellie. Bridget took Samantha's hand and the girls started home. Did they tease you? Samantha asked. They did some, said Nellie, trying to slow Jenny down. But I didn't mind so much. The teacher mostly left me alone. Can you come to Mount Bedford School today? Asked Samantha. Nellie looked uncertainly at Samantha. I have to clean the parlor and sweep a mat, she said. But if I get the table set right away, I can come for a little while before I have to serve dinner. Just then, Edith Edelton came riding past on her bicycle. She looked at the girls and stopped. Samantha Parkington, does your grandmother know you're walking home with servant girls? Samantha Parkington, does your grandmother know you're walking home with servant girls? Edith asked. Samantha was shocked. What are you talking about? Edith was only too glad to go on. Those are Mrs. Van Sicklin's servants. I know my mother doesn't want me to spend time with them, but Ben, I guess some people just aren't very particular. And Edith climbed back on her bicycle and pedaled away. Nellie's face got very red. For once, Samantha was speechless. She grabbed Bridget's hand tightly and marched up the sidewalk with long, angry steps. You know, Nellie, Samantha finally said, Edith Edelton is even nastier than Eddie Ryland. That evening, Samantha had dinner with Grandmary. Samantha always loved the glitter of the silver and the crystal in the dining room. She loved the little silver bell Grandmary let her ring to tell Mrs. Hawkins to clear the table and bring dessert. She loved the special grown-up time she shared with Grandmary. Of course, such a grown-up dinner wasn't easy. Samantha had to use her very best manners. She sat very straight and kept her napkin in her lap. She tilted her soup spoon away from her in her soup plate. She never spilled or dropped a crumb. She kept her elbows close to her sides, and she tried not to speak until she was spoken to. Samantha waited until Grandmary asked her about school before she told him about a speaking contest. What do you think is the best sign of progress in America, Grandmary? Samantha asked. Grandmary paused for a moment. First of all, Samantha, she said, I think it is a mistake to assume that change means progress. The world got along quite well without all these new inventions and machines. Many of them have caused more confusion than they're worth. Grandmary paused again. Still, she said, I think you'd have to say that the telephone has been of some help. Of course, it will never take the place of a courteous letter, but I think it does help Mrs. Hawkins when she orders meat and groceries. And it is a comfort if we should ever need the doctor or the fire department. Yes, I think I'd say the telephone is a useful invention. Samantha had something else she wanted to talk about, but once again she had to wait until Grandmary noticed and asked, is something bothering you, Samantha? Grandmary, why isn't Edith Eddleton allowed to play with Nellie? Samantha asked. Grandmary looked surprised. Why, Samantha, she said, Edith is a young lady. Samantha thought that was ridiculous, but all she said was, you let me play with Nellie? You are helping Nellie, said Grandmary, not playing with her. There is a difference. Samantha was quiet. She didn't like the difference.